Monet server cannot encrypt its communication with clients over the net. And to achieve that, we have to use auxiliary program from the class of TLS termination proxies. So we can use any TLS proxy, so we can be flexible in that how we protect our data. Now, clients of Monet also have to support TLS, and Mclient and MonetDB already support TLS. So what is TLS? TLS, or Transport Layer Security, is Internet protocol that is used to encrypt and authenticate data in transit. And TLS is widely used. It is used for HTTPS, emails, and VPNs. And most of the universal server clients like DBeaver, JDBC, or any Python libraries, they also support TLS. Let's go now here to terminal. This is my new virtual machine, and I will call this server a purple server. Currently, I'm the user FFF. I will now add myself to user group MonetDB, and this user group was created when I have installed Monet server. This group is important because only members of this group can start Monet server. So I will run this, but for this to work, we have to log out. So I will log out. I will then log in, and I will open a terminal again. I will now start MonetDB daemon by using system control. So I will put my daemon under control of systemd. I will type a password, and then I will create a new database with the name TLSDB. After this, I will release my database so that anyone can access to it. And this database will be created in the default folder. And this is that default folder. And I'm creating my database here because only databases that are created here can run automatically when I restart this computer. But to achieve that, I have to tell to systemd to start this service each time when my computer runs. And for that, I will use system control enable, and I will enable this service here. So I will run this, and now I will clean my screen. In this video, we will create our own certificate, and we will use that certificate both on the server and with clients. But before that, I will change port number of my server, and I will change it to 49,999. So why am I doing this? Well, I will jump to this web page and we will take a look at this image. I want to communicate with the network using default port number 50,000. This is default port number for Monet, but for communication between TLS proxy and Monet, I have to use some other port number, so I will use port number 49,999. I will clean my screen. We will now create our certificate. Certificate must be kept inside a protected folder that is only accessible by the root. And I have chosen to use this folder here. So we will go to etc, SSL, and then private. So this is protected folder. So I will go now back to terminal. Now we cannot jump to this folder by using cd because it is protected. We cannot use sudo cd because sudo doesn't work with cd. Instead of that, I will use command sudo I. This command will make me a permanent root. So if I run this, now I'm constantly the root. And now I can use cd and then path to the folder to jump to this folder. Instead of this folder, I will create one script, and that script will have a name self-certscript.sh. So I will create this file. I will then open this file in Nano text editor, and inside of this editor I will paste one script. So I will paste this script here. I will paste it. Then I will click Ctrl-O to write this text to my script. So Ctrl-O, then Enter, and then Ctrl-X to exit. And now I have that code inside of my script. I will now jump to this web page, and here we can see that if we have IP address as a URL toward our server, then we will use this script. But if we have a domain name, like this one here, then we will use this script. And if we want to use both of them, then we will use a script like this one. So we can get these scripts on this web page. Now, if we are using this script here, then clients must access through IP address. If we are using this script, then clients have to use domain name. And if we are using this script, then clients can choose between IP address and domain name. Now that we have our script ready, we should run our script. So I will go to terminal and I will paste this command. So I will run my script. My script will run, and now we will create a certificate. So I will now read from this folder, private folder, to see what we have inside of it. And inside of it we have our script, but beside that we have our key. And this is file that we must protect. This file we shouldn't give to anyone. This file is only for us. And this file here is a certificate, and we will give this certificate to anyone who have to get access to our server. So this certificate will be used by the clients. I will now clean my screen. We know that this folder private is protected, but we can also set permissions on our files. So I will run this command here. I will change mode. That means that I will set permissions 600 on our files key and certificate. 600 means that only root will be able to read and write these files. Now, sometimes we do not want to use this folder here. We want to use some other folder. So I will create one other folder, and I will show you how you can protect it. So I will use make directory command to create a new folder with the name private2. I will create it, and then I will change owner of this folder to root. So now root will be owner. This is change ownership command. And at the end we can set permissions on this folder, and I will set my permissions to 700. 700 means that only root will be able to read from this folder, to write to this folder, and to traverse this folder. And now we can use this folder instead of this folder to place our key and certificate if we want to. I will clean my screen. Let's now go to this web page, and we will talk a little bit about our script. At the top of our script we have this shebang. This means that our script should be executed inside of bash shell. This option here means that after the first command that return an error, we should exit our script. This U option here means that if we met unset or empty variable, we will immediately raise an error. And this option means that if we have a pipeline with 3 elements, when this pipeline is finished, we would usually get an error code for this last element. But we want to get that error code for the first element that had an error. Next, we will talk about this long line. At the start of this line, we have OpenSSL command, and this command is used to start creation of certificate. This option here means that we want to create a self-signed certificate and not to use commercial one. This here means that we will create a key of RSA type and of size of 2000 bits. We will use SHA-256 hash algorithm. Then notes means that we will not protect our key file with password. And this is important if we want to automate our process. This is variable with the path toward file in which we will save our key. We will save our certificate inside of this file, and our certificate will have this many expiration days. This is important because clients will not trust certificates that have long lifespans, so that is why our certificate will only last 90 days. In this option, we will place our IP address or our domain name, and this is the same, but this is a modern version because here we can place several IP addresses and domain names in just one option. I will now go back to terminal. Next, we have to install TLS termination proxy program. We will use Stunnel. We have to install this program and to configure it. I will first run command that will install Stunnel, and then I will check its version to see whether this program was successfully installed. It was. Now I will use command which Stunnel to find installation folder of my program. So it is this usr bin Stunnel. I will jump to this folder because I want to create configuration file inside of this folder. Now that we are here, we will create one file with the name MonetDB conf. So I will create a file. Then this empty file will be opened inside of Nano text editor. And here I will paste my configuration. So I will go here, I will paste my configuration. And here we can see that we are telling to Stunnel where is our certificate, where is our key, to what port to accept incoming connections, and how to connect to Monet. I will now click Ctrl O to write this, so Ctrl O, then Enter, and then I will use Ctrl X to exit. I will now clear my screen. We know that this instance of Monet is controlled by systemd, so this server will automatically start when we restart our computer. But we want the same to happen with Stunnel, so we have to register our program Stunnel with systemd. And to do that, first we have to create configuration file that is called systemd unit file. And for that, we will jump to this folder, etc systemd system, and here we will create one empty file with the name Stunnel MonetDB service. So I will create a new file, and then I will open this file inside of Nano text editor. I will open it, and here I will paste the content of this file. So I will just paste everything here. I will say paste, then I will click Ctrl O, then Enter, and then Ctrl X to exit. Now we have our configuration file, so our Stunnel is registered with systemd. I will now clear my screen. We will now jump to this web page to take a look at the content of Stunnel systemd unit file. In the first line, we can see that our service should start after the network is established during the boot process of a computer. Second line means that this service will run Stunnel program, and that program will use this file as its own configuration file. Here we can see process ID of Stunnel program, and this here means that during the reload of this service, we shouldn't kill its process. This line here means that if our service exhibits a failure, we should restart it. This line means that our Stunnel service shouldn't use public temporary folders, but it should use its own private ones. And this line means that during the boot process of a computer, our Stunnel service should start after all of these services. This here is the name of the basic services that start when a computer starts. So when all of them start, then our Stunnel service should start. I will now go back to terminal. Now that we have our systemd unit file for Stunnel, we have to register that file with systemd. I will first run this command, and this command will just refresh systemd. Then I will reload all of the unit files. So I will use this command, and this will include our new file for Stunnel. So now our Stunnel is registered, and next we will enable this service. That means that our service for Stunnel will run each time this computer is rebooted. So I will run this, and then we will not wait for the first reboot, but instead of that we will immediately start this Stunnel service. So we can now check who is listening to port 50,000. So I will use this command here, and we can see that Stunnel is listening to this port. Now, for your information, I just want to tell you that Monet also have this systemd unit file. If we run this command, system control status MonetDB, then we will see here in this line where our systemd service file is. We can even read the content of it by using this other command. But this file was made for us by Monet developer team, so we didn't need to create this file by ourselves, but for Stunnel we had to do that. I will now clean my screen. I will now exit being a root, so I will just type exit and then enter, and then I will try to connect to Monet through Stunnel, and for that I will use Mclient. But instead of just providing the name of a database, I will provide this URL. And this IP address here is IP address of this purple server. So I will run this. I'm MonetDB. My password is MonetDB, but I will fail. I will fail because Mclient doesn't know anything about certificate. So we have to change that. And first I will copy my certificate. So I will run this statement here. And this statement will copy content of this certificate. That is why I'm using cat. So we are not copying a file, we are copying a content. And we will copy that content to this file. This file is inside of the home folder. So Mclient will be able to read from this file. So I will run this. And then I will again try to connect to Monet. I will use this command. And this time I will add this certificate location to my URL. Now Mclient will know where to look for certificate. So I will run this. I'm MonetDB. My password is MonetDB, and I'm connected. I will immediately quit this session. Now, if you have a problem with this connection, if you are getting this message again and again, just try again. Create a new certificate, copy that certificate, and try to connect. You can also try to restart your computer, and you should also check your script that is creating this certificate. Inside of the script, there shouldn't be any invisible characters or something like that. The script has to be clean. And after some trying, you will succeed. I will now clean my screen. Next, I will jump to green server. So I will go to this other virtual machine. And here I already have placed my certificate. So if we look for our certificate inside of the home folder, we will find it. And I will now try to connect to purple server from the green server. I will use the same command as we saw previously. We are using IP address of the purple server. Our certificate is at the same place. So everything is the same. So I will run this. I'm MonetDB. My password is MonetDB. And I'm successfully connected. I will quit this session and I will clear my screen. I will now go back to purple server. In one of the previous videos, I have shown you how to install PyMonetDB so that we can connect to Monet through Python. I will try to do that again. So I will install pip, and then I will use pip to install PyMonetDB. So I will run this command, pip install PyMonetDB, but this will fail. This will fail because Ubuntu doesn't want us to install Python packages into a global environment. They want us to use virtual environments. But we can still install PyMonetDB into a global environment, but for that I will not use pip. I will install this package from Ubuntu repository. So we can install Python packages like this one if they do exist in Ubuntu repository. So I will run this and I will install PyMonetDB. After that, I will install one Python IDE with the name Spider. So I will install Spider. And after this, I will open this program. This program has graphical interface. We will wait a little bit. And then I will open Spider IDE. So I will search for Spider. Here it is. I will open it. And then I will paste my code here. So we are using Python code. We are using the same URL here. We will connect to our Monet. We will create cursor and we will execute this select statement here. So I will run this, run, and we will get our result. So this is our result. That means that our Python worked with Monet. We can also execute the same command if we go here to terminal. So we can run a command like this one. So we will just call Python with this command and it will also work. So again, we got our result. It's also possible to use syntax like this one. So I will show you now a comment. And here we can see that we can provide this shorter URL, and then we can provide our certificate location separately. So this will also work. So if we now try to run the same command as previous, the same command as this one, but with this different syntax. So now my certificate is separate. This will also work, so we would get the same result. I will now clean my screen. Next, we will see how to connect to Monet using ODBC driver and TLS. And for that, I will jump again to Green server. And in one of my previous blog posts, in this one, I have shown you how to install ODBC driver. And that ODBC driver is installed on this Green server. So we will use Green server to connect to Purple server through Stunnel. And first, we will remind us that here in etc folder, we have this ODBC ini file. Inside of this file, we had credentials of the blue server, but now we want to use Purple server. So we will open that file. We will change credentials to Purple server, but we also have to add these two lines. We should say that TLS is on, and we should provide location of our certificate. Now, I have already placed this certificate on this computer, so it is here in the home folder. And now we can go to terminal, and we can easily connect to our Purple server by using ISQL. I will remind you that ISQL is a console program that was installed with Unix ODBC. So I will just run this, and because all of our credentials are already here inside of this ODBC ini file, we can easily connect and we can now run our commands. I will quit this and I will clean my screen. On this Green server, we also have JDBC driver. I talked about how to use JDBC driver in this blog post. And we will now use the same driver to connect to Purple server through Stunnel. So I will paste here my connection. So we will again use that file that is both the client and driver in once. And we will use this URL, which is starting with JDBC. So I will run this. I will provide my password. And we can see how we can connect to Purple server. I will quit this and I will clear my screen. And then I will show you how we can connect by using DBeaver. So I will go here to DBeaver. And here is my connection that we have used to connect to Blue server. But I will now change this connection. So I will go to Edit Connection. I will place here my credentials, but for the Purple server. So these are credentials of the Purple server. But I will do one more thing. I will go here to Driver Properties. And here I will provide location of my certificate. And we saw that I already have certificate on this computer. So now this will work. I will go back to this main tab and I will click on Test Connection. And this is working, so we can connect through JDBC driver and DBeaver to Purple server. I will again go to Purple server. And now I want to show you that we can place our certificate inside of Mclient URL. For that, I will run this command here, and this command will take our certificate, it will transform it into DAR format, and then it will calculate hash of that format. And the result will be one big hexadecimal number. We can do the same thing in the green server, so I will go again to green server, I will run the same command, and I will get the same result. But we do not need this big hexadecimal number, we just need the first 16 digits. So I will make my command complete, I will add this part at the end. So this part here will cut only the first 16 digits. I will run this, and this is all that I need. I will now use this hash in my Mclient URL. So my URL will be now like this. Now we have certificate hash, this is SHA-256 hash, and these are the same 16 digits as this one here. So if I run this, I'm MonetDB, my password is MonetDB, and we can successfully log into Monet by using our hash.